Hi guys, welcome to another daily video. Today's topic is sponsored by Patrick from the USA, who actually asked me to talk a little bit more about match points and when to take the risks, when to play for over tricks, when to defend and playing for setting the contract or winning. So today and tomorrow I will try to at least say a little bit of words about these topics because these are extremely difficult to uh, consider and describe because it's very complex. And the idea is that's why it's difficult to write a book about that and about the fishy contracts where you actually need to make the guesses and decisions if to take the finesse, if you play for split or something like that. It's not that easy, and actually you cannot do it without math. And well, I tried to play a match point tournaments because usually I'm playing mainly teams and showing the boards from im scoring, and match points are a little bit different. And my consideration is not it's not such a big difference. It used to be when that people didn't bid the games, they invited in match points and not just jump in the games. Well, in these days, I mean, the fields, if there is a slight chance for a game, you just go for it. And that's where you have the difference. So in this tournament, well, I did pretty well. I mean, pretty well. I did excellent. Like, scoring over 71%, finished 8th out of 5,000, over 5,000 players. That's a great score, and there were a couple of boards where I actually need to take the risks, but the risks has to be, I mean, reasonable. I wrote an article, well, a small article about when to take the risk, or when actually to gamble or what's the difference. You will see the link below this video, so you can check that out on Funbridge blog. But here are the two boards which I want to show you and talk a little bit about the chances and what you are considering. Okay, so with this hand, 11 high card points with a singleton queen, semi-balanced hand, so not that much of an interesting hand. So the strategy is just to bid the major and then just follow the lead from partner because, well, our hands is suitable only for hearts or most likely 3-no trumps and maybe inviting into 3-no trumps. So I just bid a heart. And now, to my surprise, partner jumped to 4 hearts. And, well, right now, if you are thinking that the opening is like up to 20-21 points, I have like 11 count, but with a singleton queen, like the jack of diamonds, jack of spades, well, these points are probably useless for a slam, so we probably are missing 2 good honors. Still, the slam might be not that bad if partner is being short in diamonds, and it's probable because if he has 5 clubs and 4 hearts, sometimes he might have even 6 clubs 4 hearts for this bidding, because the 1921 high card, well, points are not just high card, but it's also distributional. So I might imagine partner having like ace king in clubs, ace queen in hearts, and hopefully the king of spades, which is actually 16 high card points, and the slam will be more or less lay down if partner has 5-4-3-1 or 6-4-2-1 with a singleton diamond and missing all the diamond honors. So I decide this is like where you be aggressive. If you pass 4 hearts, you are trying to be safe and then making the contract. But also in match points, you want to take considered risks to score those boards over 80, over 90%. And at the end, these boards might help you significantly to get to the top. It also depends how you did before, but in general, if you did poorly and you are taking another risk, well, most likely you will do poorly again. If you are doing okay and you are taking a risk, that's kind of okay, because either you will improve and people might memorize you for ending in the top, or you will take a risk and you lose and then no one cares. You will try the next tournament again. But when you are on the good run, so you have a good vibe and you are making good decisions, then follow the guts, take more risks, because those risks will probably pay out at the end. So in here I decided this was board 16 and I was doing quite well to score around 70%. So I took the risk. Partner told me he has 3 key cards, which I actually loved, because now I'm not missing any aces. And actually, if partner really has a singleton diamond and a queen of hearts, like ace queen, ace king, and the ace, 17 high card points, there might even be a grand slam. So I asked with 5 spades for the queen, and partner denied the queen of trumps, so I end up playing in 6 hearts. And this is what you see in the dummy. So this was the first decision, if to make a risk or not, if to try for a slam or not. And see that partner is having 9 card points, 5 4 2 2, and we get a very bad lead for us. And this is something what you also need to consider when you are taking the risks. So in general, we have a spade loser, we have a diamond loser, clubs are good, and we have a heart queen loser. So actually we have 3 losers. So 6 heart contract, well, might be not ideal. A lot of people will stay in 4 hearts. So taking that into consideration, just making 6 hearts, when you guess that most of the people will be just playing the game, making will already give you a good score. If you are playing on the top level, I would say, then making here, well, even on the top level will be a good score, but possibly making all 13 tricks, that would be definitely a top score, because there is not much more you can make here on this board than 13 tricks in hearts, or you have to be extremely lucky. So how to actually play this board? And well, you might discard 2 spades on the clubs, but for that you need clubs to split for free. Obviously, if that works, then you need to play the heart finesses, you need to guess the queen, and you need to play the diamond finesses. What is the problem of that is that when you play a spade, you have to win the first trick, because ducking is losing with these boards where you can make all the tricks. So in match points, don't duck. I mean, in imps, actually, for making, even like winning and trying to guess the hearts and maybe the diamond you discard on the spade, that's a possibility. Then you need to make a decision if the diamond finesse is likely on, if the king of spades is on, and so on. But I have a chance that if I guess the hearts right, I can discard the spades on the clubs, establish the 5th club, and for that I need an entry, extra entry for the diamond finesse. Can I combine everything? And can I combine everything if actually some of the suits split bad? And the answer is yes. If hearts split 4-1, I actually have to play only one way. So I have to play the king of hearts and heart to the jack. I can play heart to the jack immediately to keep one more entry. But I want to keep my queen of clubs as an entry. So what I actually made the decision in the real play is that I'm cashing the king just in case the singleton queen drops, because I can make the contract even with over tricks, even if the trumps split for 1. How I will play the second heart, and actually in here I have to finesse, especially since the 9 came out in here. But if the hearts were 4-1, so then there will be still 2 more hearts with West. I can play like this. Now it's kind of safe. But now I have to unblock the club. Come on, East. I have to unblock the club, draw the trumps, so use the extra entry. If hearts will split 4-1, I will not draw the last trump, and I will try to discard the spades on the clubs. Yeah, and if they split for free, there's still a trump left. I might actually rough the spade and either try the diamond finesse, or if I want to play safe for making, I can rough the spade and play the diamond towards the ace, draw the last trump and lose the diamond. What is the difficulty, or what is the risks if you trump the spade now and play the finesse and there's still 1 more heart with West? Is actually when the finesse loses, then East is more likely to have the 4th club and he can give partner a rough. So this is where you are considering the risks, if to make or if to make an over trick, if something splits bad. And if hearts will split for 1, I will play for making, because that already will give me a great score. Now, since all the trumps are gone, I had an extra entry to finesse the diamonds and actually score a little bit extra on this board. And what's the difference, you ask? The difference might be quite big. Well, most played result is like nothing on this board. Because not everybody finishes the board, because it's already board 16. But let's have a look in here. It was board 16, and actually only 100 players made 13 tricks for 97% score. See that it's 11% more than just taking and playing safe for making 6 hearts. But the biggest difference actually is if you stay in 4 and you are in front of that decision, because you see that scoring 10 tricks only, so misguessing everything, is something like playing 6 hearts and go 1 down, making 11 tricks. See that even making 11 tricks in 4 hearts and making 11 tricks in 6 hearts, the difference is 18%, so not such a big one. If you are actually ending in 4 hearts and you are playing safe for 12 tricks, where you know that everybody who will play a slam will beat you, then actually that's 22% extra. But the biggest difference is actually when you are taking the risk, playing in 4, hoping that everything works well, because all the people who are in the slam will actually beat you. So in order to get a good score, and 71% is actually a pretty good score, you have to play very risky, or well, the way I played, for scoring actually 71%, which is 24% more than actually scoring 12 tricks. And see how many differences there are, and what the risk you might take in order, what will be the benefit at the end. And this is not an easy calculation within the board, but what you should always consider: am I in the contract, which the majority is? Or am I in the contract which is actually good, so I beat most of the people by making the contract? If yes, then play safe. If you are in the bad contract and you get actually a bad lead, which was this case, because some people might lead a diamond, not the spade. And if they lead a diamond, I can play the finesse, and actually I would be able to discard the spades on the clubs or the spade on the extra diamonds very safely on this board, so I might even lose the heart trick. But once you get a bad lead or once you are in a bad contract, you actually want to take a risk, because from the beginning you are behind all the opponents or most of the opponents playing the same board. Well, there was one more board here which might be on a similar topic here. So today I will do two boards and not just one. And with this board I have 15 high card points, and the bidding went one spade pass by my partner, one no trump, and I'm vulnerable. If I count my losers, it's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 losers, which is a lot. Still, I want to compete here. I can either double or I can bid 2 hearts. I mean, this is tough, but I don't want to let West to bid his second minor, because then they might find the fit. So I decided a little bit more riskier bid, which is actually 2 hearts, because I might get double there and go down for 200, or I might even not get doubled and go down for 200. But my partner raised to 3 hearts, being vulnerable. So a lot of people, or maybe even you, are now considering what to do. Well, I don't have such a good hand. I have 7 losers. I have bad hearts. The points are behind me. Well, most of the points are behind me, so I better play in 3 hearts and hope that I made a good decision by bidding 2 hearts and not doubling. Because maybe if I double, East-West will end up in clubs or diamonds. But I asked myself a different question. So, how can partner cover my losers, and is it actually worth it to try a game? Isn't it like 3 no trumps a good contract here? Isn't it like 4 hearts a good contract? Because listen to the bidding. 1 spade pass, 1 no trump. So East doesn't have a spade fit. That means, and well, West didn't bid 2 spades after 2 hearts. That means that partner will have minimum 4 spades. If he actually has 4 hearts, by raising me vulnerable 2 hearts to 3 hearts, he should have minimum like 2 good honors. Sometimes, if we get lucky, he might have a little bit extra, like king queen in hearts and a king outside, and even a singleton. If partner has a doubleton in clubs, well, that's something extra you might consider. That's the club finesse might be on, and you might draft the club, because East will have some minor honors probably. If partner is having 4th king in hearts and the heart splits 2-2, which is very likely, then he might cover me 2 losers here. So see that suddenly I'm thinking more boards, more combinations of honors and distribution, which actually puts me in favor of making 4 hearts. And this was the last board, and I had a really good run, scoring around 70%. And I thought, well, is that enough? Is that enough to score 70 in this tournament? Am I doing well? Am I in a good spot? Am I making the good decisions? And the answer was yes. So when the answer is yes, just take an extra risk and focus and try to play well. And this is definitely not, I'm pretty sure that this is not the contract where people will be, so I'm trying to play safely. Partner brings me 2 kings, c5 spades, but a singleton club. So now I have a hard loser. Well, I have 2 clubs loser, which I have to rough. I have a diamond loser, and I have 2 spade losers. So, well, wow, that's a lot of losers. But, well, maybe opponents will help me somehow. We will see. They have to play something. So you just follow and cover with the spades. You might discard the 9. Doesn't matter because the 5 is lower than both the 9 and 7. So actually Arjun shouldn't like miscount it here. So she cashes the second round of spades. West discarding a diamond. Well, the 7 of diamonds is quite high, so it might be from a doubleton. Well, we will see. Anyway, West tries to play the diamonds, maybe to shorten him. See that this might actually be a doubleton 10-7. Why would Arjun sing the dummy, discard the diamonds if he's not short in diamonds? We know that Ease is having long clubs, minimum 6. If he's having 2 diamonds and 1 spade, that's 9, so he might have actually 4 hearts. But what do we need? I actually need to draw 2 rounds of trumps, so I actually need the trumps to split 3-2. I have to ruff 1 club and I have to discard 1 club, hopefully on a diamond. So how to consider playing in here is to draw 2 rounds of trumps, hoping that they split. See, we see the 9, so everything seems to be okay. And now I can try to play my diamonds to establish an extra diamond for discard and see that my decision or my read was good on this board. And what you need to do is not roughing the club, but first you need to establish the diamond because you don't have entries. If I rough the club and then I try to play the spade, well, something bad can happen, that people might overruff me and then, or they will rough me the third round of diamonds and I will not have the time to discard the club. So in these cases you have to establish the side suit first. See that if Ace is having the third trump, he doesn't want to rough it, and it doesn't matter if Ace does or not. I'm kind of cross-ruffing in this position and making 10 tricks. Okay, see that West actually had 3 hearts. So what was the distribution? East had 8 diamonds. Sorry, 8 clubs. So that means that if I double, then, well, West might be or not. With this hand, she will probably passing. Partner, well, might be passing 1-0 trump doubled, or partner might be 2 diamonds, but then I guess East with 8 clubs will definitely bid. But after me bidding 2 hearts and 3 hearts, East is not bidding, and I had a decision either to play 3 hearts or 4 hearts. And if we just go back and have a look what happened on this board. So 111 players, well, 42 people did better, well, which I'm a bit surprised, but okay. Well, probably doubling 3 clubs for 800, maybe, but that's a small percentage. See that bidding into 4 hearts was actually 96%. And I was not considering, actually, when I was raising the 4 hearts to 3 hearts, that actually people might do a different bid after 1-0 trump. And those people who doubled, yeah, or even pass, well, they might even pass. East-West end ups in 3 clubs. And you go down for 200 or 300 or 500, and I need to beat all these players by actually raising to 4 hearts. This is very difficult to realize in the betting, and very often without experience it's almost impossible. But let's have a look for the difference in actually playing only 3 hearts and scoring 10 or 9 tricks. See that even this difference is quite significant. It's like 27% difference in making an over trick or not. So even if you bid bad and you declare well, you might get an extra 27% here, which I think is a lot for just one trick. See that taking 10 tricks is 23% difference if you bid a game or not, and everything in between is, well, something which is out of our range, out of our imagination, what might be all the possible sequences and contracts played by the other players, especially in such a big tournament. In smaller tournaments on 10 tables, 20 tables, this thinking might be a little bit different, but still the same. Take the risk if you are feeling well. Take the risk if it is reasonable, so you can imagine a couple of various distributions and honor positionings which is in your favor, and also if you are declaring well, then you might take bigger risks in the card play. So thank you guys for watching. I will get back to these topics hopefully whenever it's possible, because it's tough for everyone and these boards doesn't come very often. If you guys have a board which might be interesting, where you were standing in front of the decision, take the finesse or not, you might send it to me with a screenshot of the board, and I might just replay, and then we might see what actually I might do, and we can discuss it on the live stream today in the evening. So see you all guys there. Take care.